Good evening, sports fans. Welcome to another edition of VetsPlusSports.com. This is your host, Terrell Cool Beans Davis, along with my co-host, Mr. James Miller.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing this Thursday night? Not a Sunday night. Hope y'all doing well, staying warm wherever you're at here in West Virginia. It is very cold, so
Yes.
hope y'all staying warm. Before we get started into this episode, since we had it tonight, since we didn't have it Sunday night, Cool Beans wasn't feeling too well, so
I was going to tell you a story on that and what happened and how that my head was bugging me because I was eating some Doritos. I got this tooth that's chipped, and the sharp point went up there, and then my mouth had swole, and so like I was having a headache because of that, and then I took some pills, but it wasn't working. So I was like, no, I can't, because I think I texted you about 8:50. It was like right before we going. I was like, no show today. I couldn't do it because my mouth was like I didn't want to talk, and my head was hurting, and seems that thing got infected. I called in today because I got my tooth is killing me too. I was like, I'm going to go. I told Brent I'm going to go in, but I'm just going in just to get the antibiotic because I infected that tooth, I guess, when that Dorito chip went up in there.
got you.
So I'm having issues. So
here we are. Yep, we're back today. Thank everybody for tuning in and listening, and we got a lot to talk about with different sports. And we might as well just go ahead and start with the one I know you're wanting to talk about, and that's the women's NBA.
Yes. I was wanting to get into it Sunday, but like I said, I messed up my mouth. And let me tell James while I'm on there, I didn't get in touch with Block. I sent him the email last night, so he didn't respond. So it's my bad. I wait. It was just I had a bad week. This week was bad for me. But anyway, it's been worse for the WNBA because they are officially locked out. The owners has finally had enough, and it's like some of the players are looking and they've noticed that everything that they thought was going to happen totally backfired because they thought that this unrivaled would be like a competitor, like, it's unrivaled is going to have stats and they're going to have positions, they're going to be bringing in money, so we can all go there. Unrivaled is folding. Its viewership is down 60% from last year. Unfortunately, this next thing I'm about to tell you, I have no choice but to go off what I heard online because we don't have access to the stuff people go in. And to me, when I heard it, I could see this as true. TNT is looking to pull out that contract for Unrivaled. And they say if they don't pull out this year, this will be their last year because they're not going to do it. Because TNT, when they sold the thing Unrivaled to them, it seems that they was under the impression that Unrivaled would have the best players. That when once the NBA season was over, people like they was going to bring over Caitlin Clark, Asia Wilson, and that didn't pan out. Sabrina Ionescu last year, she quit mid-season. They had Angel Reese, but Angel Reese said she's not playing this year. She opted out this year. No Nafisa Collier because Collier can't play because she's hurt.
Uh-huh.
She had surgery. So their viewership, they have no viewership.
No money.
They thought Paige Becker's a lot of money to play would do it, and it's not working.
Well, we'll see where this goes from here. If it goes into the start of the season, which they start in April or May.
They start training camp in April. May was the actual season. But they was talking about if the season is going to start on time, they're going to need to have a deal done by March 15th. And I agree with, there's another show I watched the Ben Daniels podcast. I agree with Ben Daniels. He said, if I was the owners, because that's what Ben was talking about. He said, if he was the owners, each day this, go on, the numbers go down. It's like they wanted 30% on that revenue share. We offered 15. Guess what? Signed by tomorrow, it goes to 14. Then the next day, 13. I agree with that. because now the owners have all the
That's
power
it.
because their side leagues that they thought they had are tanking. TNT wants out of there because they're not making the money that they said they was going. They don't have the viewership. Opening night, they only had 107,000 peak viewers, and that was for 2 games. They had double game. 107 was the most they maxed, and they said that rinky-dink college games can get that.
Well, just like we talked about before, they may end up ruining that league.
Oh, they pretty much. I think the damage is done.
Because it goes into their season, the women's NBA. I wasn't too big on the Unrivaled League. I didn't think it was going to do well anyway, but now if they carry this knockout, walkout, whatever you want to call, into the regular season, they're going to lose the fan base.
Now, if Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier were smart, I would have packaged the Unrivaled deal. I wouldn't have used it against the WNBA to get I would have used it in my favor. We would have used this Unrivaled as, like how the NBA has the G League. Unrivaled would have been our G League.
Yeah.
I would have pitched it. I would have built it up to where it's making a little bit of money and then turned around and sold it to the WNBA. This can be y'all's G League.
That's it. And that probably would have worked better. I mean, because then you could start grooming players and stuff like that. That's what they need. That's what the NBA's got. So I agree with that. That'd be something they could do, and it would work out. That'll probably give it another year or two. They're listening to us. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Everybody, you know what? We could sell this as a G League.
But since we're talking basketball, we'll go over some scores of the NBA last night. You had the Raptors beating the Pacers 115-101. Cavaliers all over the 76ers 133-107. We had the Bulls over the Jazz 128-126. The Pelicans over the Nets 116-113. The Nuggets over the Mavericks 118-109. The Kings over the Knicks 112-101. The Kings beat your Knicks. I can't believe that.
I know. Knicks has been slipping lately.
I seen a thing here that Brunson was out too against their next game. The Clippers 119 over the Wizards. They had 105. That's a rundown of last night's games. The slate of games is starting tonight. I just now started. You got one out in Detroit. You got the Pistons playing the Suns. They just started. They just tipped off. The Celtics at the Heat. All these games, Celtics at the Heat, the Thunder at the Rockets, 7:30 tip-off. 8 o'clock tip-off is the Milwaukee Bucks at San Antonio Spurs. 8:30 kickoff, Utah Jazz at Dallas Mavericks. 10 o'clock, your Knicks are going to the Warriors to lose. But the Hawks are playing the Trailblazers at 10. The Hornets go to LA to lose tonight. It's a 10:30 tip-off. You got one final. The Magic beat the Grizzlies 118-111. Let's do a rundown real fast of the standings since we ain't done that for a little bit.
Okay.
I know you really want to hear this. All right. In the Eastern Conference, you've got Detroit. They're 28-10. They're in the number 1 seed. Your Knicks has done moved to the 2nd seed at 25-15. Boston Celtics at the 3rd. 24-15. Toronto and Philadelphia. Let's see, Toronto is 25-17. 76ers are 22-17. Orlando has fallen. They're at 23-18. Cleveland at 23-19. Miami rounds out the top 8 at 21-19. And then at sitting in the 9 and 10th spot, the Hawks at 20-22. Chicago Bulls at 19-21. That's the top 10 in the Eastern Conference. Going to the Western Conference.
The funny, before you start the Western Conference, the funny thing is, back in the day when we would report, if you report like standings, like ESPN do it, you only used to worry about the top 8.
Yep.
But now you do 9 and 10 because you got to play in.
Well, you got to think. You look at, it's all about money. Okay, that's the
Yeah.
only reason they added those play-in games. That's the only reason why the NFL and Major League Baseball added an extra wild card team.
Yep.
All about that money. Give it a couple more years, and the NFL won't have a bye for your number one seed. They're gonna add another team on each side, and you just play straight through it.
Go have to play.
It's
Yep.
all about that.
Yep. Everybody will have to play.
And which I don't know why you do that. It's gonna be a blowout from number one seed to the number 8. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know. That'd be a blowout. Um, Western Conference, you got Oklahoma City Thunder at 14-7. The Denver 34-7. Denver Nuggets at 28-13. The Spurs at 27-13. Minnesota at 27-14. The Lakers are at 24-14. Houston Rockets are at 23-14. The Suns in the 7th spot at 24-16. The Warriors are at sitting in the 8th spot at 22-19. The Blazers are in the 9th spot at 19-22, and Memphis Grizzlies are in the 10th spot at 17-23.
That's shocking to see how far the Lakers slid. Last I seen that we did standings, Lakers was in the 2. Now they're in the 5th seed.
Well, you know, LeBron came back, remember? We was expecting
That's
that. We
right.
was
We
expecting
was talking about that too. Because they was tearing it up when he wasn't in
and
there.
I told we mentioned he gonna come back and they're gonna start falling back. And look, and it's did.
Yep.
When is coaches not going to see this? When is organizations not going to see this? I mean, he's the.
But remember, the coach is handpicked by him.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Hey, that's what we got with the NBA. I don't know if we got any news. They got some, I think, deadlines are coming up for trades or whatever. I seen it's talking about.
Oh yeah, because it should be February. Something should be their trade deadline.
Now, like I said, I did see where it said the Knicks roll out Brunson tonight and playing there in out west in California, so he will not be playing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see your Knicks beating the Warriors without him.
Nah, it's gonna be it's gonna be tight. It's like it's gonna be hard.
Let's see here. Trying to get where in the world did it go? See, I don't have my readers on. It's usually up there on top. I had to go to talking about the NHL. We'll go over some scores. With this being early tonight, some of these are going to be a lot in progress.
Right, yeah.
Compared to like when we start on the weekends, which weekends they play early anyway. Tonight you got right now playing in the first. They just started. All these are probably just started. You got the Flyers and the Penguins in Pittsburgh. Penguins up 1-0. Sharks and Capitals 0-0. They just started. The Blue Jackets and the Canucks are 0-0. And they've got one here at 7 o'clock. And they ain't started yet. You got the Canadians and Sabres. You got the Krakens and Brewers. The Jets and the Wild, Flames and Blackhawks, Stars and Mammoth, Islanders and Oilers, the Maple Leafs and the Golden Knights are playing tonight. We'll go over Sunday night. We'll go over the standings on hockey if you want.
Cool beans, yeah.
I don't know if we got anything much going on. I ain't been keeping up with the baseball world, but let's see. Just different players signing deals and stuff like that. But that's about it, I guess. All right. Oh, let's see here. Let's run down some college basketball.
Cool beans.
We'll get into football. Got a lot of talking about in football.
Yeah, we do got some. I'll wait. I got one thing I want to say because it's just like I didn't expect that. Not that.
All right. Now I just seen here a minute ago when I was on here in college basketball. You got I think if I'm not mistaken, 26 or 29 players in college basketball that is in trouble for point shaving. And I didn't know what point shaving was
Oh.
until I clicked on the article. One of them right now is playing, a couple I think is playing in the NBA. So a bunch of them has been convicted of that, gambling and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Couple schools is suspended. Kennesaw State has suspended one for indefinitely. And another Michigan or Michigan State or another school is waiting to see what the outcome is before they have they're suspended for temporary until they see what comes out of it. So that was
See, the thing with the point shaving is they try to camouflage it. It's one of those, okay, you can win the game, but like when they have that point spread. And so it's like, I'm just gonna start chucking up threes because I already made the points that we need. I'm just start chucking up threes and I'll miss a whole bunch of them because I don't need to be making so much. But they just try to they can try to keep it close, but you can still win the game and still win your bet.
yeah. Well, there's like 26 or 29 players that is involved over the last 2 or 3 years that they've caught. Um, but go over some scores. My Mountaineers didn't do too well the other night against Houston. They got thrashed like 77 or 78 to like 45, 48. Last Friday or Thursday last week, they beat the Kansas Jayhawks in Motown. You got one game tonight. It's starting at 10. You got Gonzaga at Washington State. Last night, a rundown of a couple games. Number one, Arizona beat Arizona State 89-82. Number four, Michigan over Washington 82-72. Number five, Purdue over Iowa 79-72. Duke over California 71-56. Texas over number 10, Vanderbilt 80-64. That was Vanderbilt's first loss.
Oh, dang.
BYU all over TCU 76-70. BYU's only lost one game. They're 16-1. Number 13, Illinois over Northwestern 79-68. Stanford over North Carolina 95-90. Texas Tech beats Utah 88-74. Arkansas all over South Carolina 108-74. Ole Miss beats Georgia, number 21 Georgia in overtime 97-95. And number 23 Utah beat Nevada 71-62, and that's the games from last night. Let's do a rundown of, let's see, we find the rankings here. Top 25. This is what we got right now in college basketball. You got number one is Arizona, number two, Iowa State, number three, UConn, number four, Michigan, number five, Purdue, number six, Duke, number seven, Houston, number eight, Nebraska, number nine, Georgia, number 10, Vanderbilt. And I love seeing the Big 12 represent in the top 10. Number one, number two spots, Big 12, and then you got the number seven spot, Houston.
Right.
11 is BYU, 12 is Michigan State, number 13 is Illinois, number 14, North Carolina, number 15, Texas Tech, number 16, Virginia, Arkansas 17, Alabama at 18, Florida at 19, Louisville at 20, Georgia at 21, Clemson at 22, Utah State at 23, Tennessee at 24, and Seton Hall at 25. That rounds up the top 25 in the men's basketball. Now, let's get to some college football.
All righty.
All right. So we didn't get on Sunday. So last week you had some big games going on.
Mm-hmm.
You had let me get it brought up here. College. So I'm struggling with my eyes. I don't have my readers. So here we go. I think I got it up now. All right. Is that it right there? All right. You had Thursday night, you had Miami playing Ole Miss. What a ball game that was. I got to watch that. Oh, Miami won 31-27. I still like that quarterback from Ole Miss, Chambliss.
Right.
And let me tell you this, which I ain't seen nothing in the news. That Ole Miss team is a young team. They're young, so I think they may have everybody coming back. And then you had Indiana. Get this, Indiana routing the Ducks, 56-22.
Yeah, that was a shocker right there.
56-22. So now you're going to have Indiana and Miami in the national game coming up Monday night. To me, I would think, I don't know, man. It could be a good game, or we thought the Duck game was going to be good. Indiana could blow them out.
Right. If that Indiana team that played the Ducks step on the field with Miami, it is over.
The Ducks quarterback, he's coming back for another year. He's not going to the NFL draft. And I was just talking to one of my buddies the other day. One thing, and then the Neil is doing, Neil money, the college players are staying playing that last year because they're getting more money than they would on a rookie contract.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yep. That's
so
true.
You can look at
I didn't think about that.
Look at that on the upside with the Neil money. They're staying in college longer, which is helping them really. So he's coming back, which that leaves not too many, like one or two good quarterbacks. That's it in the draft this year. So anybody's in the NFL draft is going to have that number one spot to get a quarterback if they want a quarterback. So you got the big game coming up Monday night. So who you got? Let's see.
I got Indiana.
I got Indiana too. We both got Indiana. I'm just going to put Indiana here. I'm not going to put. That's who we both got. Indiana. Indiana coming out on top of that.
Now Indiana was screwing up in that game, like in that first score when it first started. It looked like it was going to be pretty much evenly matched.
Yep.
Because I believe, even though Indiana recovered it, but I still think, didn't Mendoza fumble? I think he fumbled during a run, and the offensive lineman, it just happened to be in the area, and he fell back on it. And it was one of those, I was like, ooh, it's going to be tight. And then, like, right after that play, just came another game. It was just like they was just thumping them.
I'll mention this. I think you're right. I was trying to remember on that game. I watched. I can't remember what I was doing. If I went to bed or what. If I worked that night, that was a Friday night. No, I don't know. I watched the start of it, some of it, and then I didn't finish it. And then I looked to see.
Yeah, I didn't finish it either, but I started it, and it was like, whoa. But it was going my way.
I can't remember. I think I sent it to you. The quarterback the West Virginia got. Did I send that to you? From the transfer portal from Oklahoma? Hawkins or Hawkins?
I believe you said we talked about it at work. You didn't send it to me. We talked about it.
They they're brothers. They both transferred from Oklahoma to West Virginia. Now, you've always heard me, it was the start of this season. I have people telling me the quarterbacks that West Virginia had at the time, I hadn't got to see West Virginia play. They said, "Oh, they're just as fast as Pat White. They're Pat White speed." And I watched them. I just shook my head. No, stop comparing them. They're not Pat White speed. Well, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
They've got to do
This one
this
is.
one is. This one is. This one here is Pat White speed. So I think unless they back out, I don't know how this transfer portal works. They may get there, they may do spring training, and then they may just jar it out and go somewhere else. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how this works, but if he stays, look out because this is what Regas wants. He's got some good linemen. A third one coming in, I think. I ain't heard about him. So they've got good linemen, and you got Pat White like speed, but which I think I told you, Jaheim White left, didn't I?
Yeah,
he went
did.
to North Texas. I think we talked about that on our
last because we talked. I think we talked about last show.
Yeah.
We talked about because he's down there with what's his name, Brown.
Neil Brown.
Yep.
And good luck with that. Anyway, but I think West Virginia will be fine, even though they lost 39 players to the portal. I think that was on the first day when it opened up. But ain't no big deal. I mean, he's done brought in a bunch more, so they'll be all right. But it's just seeing what the spring training holds and everything else, who leaves, and so because after the spring training game, I think the portal opens back up and then they can leave again.
Yeah, okay.
There's too many windows with this transfer portal. Too many. So
that should just be one time.
That's it. That's it. One time. You cannot do it in the middle season. You have to complete that season. And stuff like that. And you got bowl games and everything else. A lot of time these players sit. I don't know why some of them are doing it. I mean, if you're coming back the next year and you're playing and you sit that game, you should be docked some money.
You should lose some of that nil money.
You should be docked money. All right. Getting to the nitty-gritty. I don't think we missed nothing else, have we?
Nope. Oh, the one thing, because you was telling me, I was waiting, I was sitting on it, and I'm hoping this is just rumor. I think it's just rumor because it doesn't make sense to me. Tampa's looking at getting wanting Mike McDaniel.
For what?
And I was like, really? For the head coach job. I was like, well, did
they fire their coach?
See it. Yeah, the Dolphins fired McDaniel thinking they was gonna get a shot at hardball. I was like, oh, he lost his job for nothing because he went to the
Tampa fired
Giants.
their quarterback. I mean, their coach. I don't think they did they?
In fact, now that I had that rumor still sitting up here on my
think they
just because I wanted to talk about it. But now that you mention it, I don't think that they were one of the 9 head coaching jobs that was open.
Well, there was 9.
Todd
now there's
Bowles
8.
Still have, yeah. Now it's 8. I don't think that he's one of those 8. They're gonna stupid phone refreshed right when I said I was gonna talk about it. That is a good point. So it is just rumor. I was hoping it was just rumor, but yeah, I can see it because as far as I know, Todd Bowles still has his job.
Let's see here. But Matt Ryan got hired on with Atlanta as doing something with what was it? Personnel or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's a rundown of the coaches fired: Ravens, Falcons, Dolphins, the Browns, the Cardinals, the Raiders, the Giants, and the Titans. So, which the Giants' vacancy has been filled. John Harbaugh took that job, and I'm just shaking my head. Why?
Exactly.
I was hoping to see him. I mean, I would have took the Browns job over the Giants job. I mean, well, I don't know. I can't say that. Giants, actually, if you look at it, the Giants, they were in a lot of ball games this year. So that job may not be too bad. Coming
Right. But I was always thinking he was going to take an NFC job because that way him and his brother are in different
yeah.
conferences.
So there, and you knew it's a funny thing you said that. My buddy told me that yesterday when he was talking. He said he's going to take an NFC job. So the Falcons is still looking. And if you look at that, there's only 2 or 3 NFC jobs, and the rest 4 is the rest of them are. Another one I didn't mention is the Steelers. So, but we'll mention them coaching jobs and everything else, and then we'll get into the games that was played over the weekend. Here's my thing. Some of them, like the Falcons one, that shocked me with Raheem Morris. I didn't understand that. And I think we talked about that on the last last show we was on. Tomlin. Here's the thing. Tomlin's a good coach. And the thing is, they've been stagnant the last 4, 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
And
defense has been solid. Offense just
ain't been no offense. You ain't had no quarterback. Then they're talking about. I listen to all these shows on XM radio, and they're talking about the Pittsburgh needs to draft a quarterback this year. And I'm like, why? You drafted one last year, Will Howard, that you have not put on the field yet to see how he's going to play. Why would you draft?
Yeah.
See, that's why teams mess up. Okay. You go and do stupid stuff like that. We'll draft another quarterback next year. And the quarterback you got, you haven't even put on the field to see what product you have. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
To me, that don't make sense there. And I'm going to mention this with the Steelers. Mike Tomlin is just the third coach for that franchise.
Yep.
So, they just don't get up and fire. They give you time.
Yeah. And that was Mike Tomlin decided to leave on his own.
Yeah.
So he left on his own accord.
He did. And here's my thing. One of my buddies told me, here's what they look to happen is they look for Mike Tomlin to set out a year, and they look for him to end up going to Carolina to coach that team the year after, not this coming year, the year after, because he has connections to there was a guy there that was there at Pittsburgh, and they have connections. So that's what they're looking to see what happened there. He'll probably set out a year, and then when the Panthers fire their head coach, he'll be down in Carolina.
That'd be that Canella dude. But see, Canella, he's pretty much doing what this year that passed was his second year as head coach. They did make it to the wild card game and got a divisional game. So, they didn't win it, but they still got the title. He hasn't had a winning record yet. 2 seasons, no winning record. He won the title with a losing record.
Yeah.
Pretty much because that whole division was soft. It was terrible.
Well,
and
Tampa Bay
next year will be year 3 for
Tampa
him.
Bay surprised me. I thought they would do better than they did.
Yeah.
And they didn't. So then you got the Browns. I don't know who they're going to bring in as coach there. I don't know. I mean, and then the Titans, who's going to want to take Tennessee at that Tennessee gig? That down there is a mess.
But wasn't that guy there just 1 year and got fired?
Where, at Tennessee?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was 1 year. See, they fired
because wasn't Mike
Vrabel was
Mike
there.
Vrabel
this is his second year at the Patriots. Vrabel's, ain't it?
Is it? I thought this is Vrabel's first year at the Patriots because they had that dude Mayo up there.
Yeah, Mayo was there. Was this Vrabel?
Mayo was there when this is Vrabel's first year up there because Mayo was up there last year because that's when Drake May got drafted. Mayo had him the first year. This is Grable's first year up there.
Okay.
So I thought Grable was there last year.
Yeah,
and the guy they hired.
He was hired in January of 25. Vrabel was. So
yeah, January 25. That was last
yeah.
year. That was his first year.
So yeah, see, so there you go again. I thought I was thinking the same thing you was. It was a 1-year coach, but I was like, man, no, I'm just wrong. So the Titans fire their coach after 1 year. The Raiders fire Carroll after 1 year.
Pete Carroll after 1 year.
Which Brady, I say, was behind it, which Carroll's old. He just needs to go ahead and hang it up.
Yeah, he did need to hang it up, but yeah, Brady was behind that. I seriously think Brady was behind.
So there it is. But we'll see what happens from here in the next few weeks, who gets what. And my buddy I talked to yesterday, he's a Ravens fan. And he's not a happy Ravens fan. Guess what the Baltimore Ravens organization is doing? You're going to love this.
Oh, yeah. Well.
They're letting Lamar Jackson have say on who's the next coach is going to be. Oh, so here's the thing.
But here's the thing. I thought LeBron played basketball.
Here's the thing. We don't have to worry. If that's the case, we don't have to, they ain't going to be winning no divisions here in the next 4 or 5 years.
I don't think so.
Because, like we've talked about before on this podcast, it's a good thing Lamar is athletic. He can run. I don't know if he can throw halfway decent half the time. He's got a strong arm. He's not accurate as much.
But yeah. He's had some decent throws, but then he had some also that was like, eh.
But he don't have no smarts about him, no brains. I'm sorry. The dude, I mean, there's no way he would make any coaching decisions in that organization if I was over it. No way. Actually, I think he needs to leave and bring in another quarterback and just go from there. Start over. It's time to start over. If you already got rid of your head coach, it's time to start over. We'll get us another quarterback. Let Huntley run it next year. We'll draft somebody or we'll try to bring somebody in. Hey, here you go. You ready for this? There's a backup court.
He ain't going to Dallas. No. I thought you were going to say ship him to Dallas. Nope.
There's a backup quarterback that's in San Francisco that he can have a starting job somewhere.
Oh, yeah, Mac Jones.
He's going to be starting next year somewhere. So,
yeah,
anybody that needs a quarterback, like I would trade him. Well, he tried to shop last year and didn't get no hits at all. Lamar. I would try to trade him somewhere. Trade him to Cleveland. Cleveland will take him. And I'd bring in Mac Jones. Could you imagine Mac Jones in that? Put him in that with Derrick Henry, and they got decent receivers. They're in Baltimore. I'm not Zay Flowers is all right, but Mac Jones being able to throw all over the place.
Yeah, Zay Flowers. His problem is Zay Flowers is a speedster. Yeah, he's not. To me, I don't think he's disciplined enough. That's why he like on that one time that cost him the game to go to the divisional. What you call it? Oh wait, I think that was cost him going to the Super Bowl. He fumbled that ball.
Yeah,
trying to get in it.
Yeah,
he was trying to get.
Trying to get the money.
He's not disciplined.
That was against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Reed knocked that ball out. So, and then you look at, I don't know, there's going to be a lot of moves coming up in the next few weeks, next month. And I'm going to mention something. I'll just go ahead and get over. I'll go over some scores from last weekend. All right. On our picks, I'm going to say this. All right. You got all your picks right last weekend, and I missed one. And I had the only one I missed, and I told you, there was, to me, it was like an asterisk beside it.
Mm-hmm.
I went with Jags beating the Bills, and they about did it.
Yeah, they
And I
could.
talked to my uncle the other day. He's like, I can't believe you picked them. I said, they about lost, did they not? I said, the Bills about lost. But the real Trevor stood up and threw an interception. But to me, if you watch that replay, the guy behind him that was coming across the middle was wide open. If you watch the highlights, he was wide open 7-8 yards behind the one he threw the interception to.
Right. Dang.
So, and I was like, that did not make no sense at all. But here we go. Last Saturday, the Rams beat the Panthers 34-31. My thing is, it didn't shock me that the Panthers lost. It shocked me that they was in the ball game.
Yeah, that did shock me right there.
But the thing is, and it's just one of those teams, the Panthers played the Rams good, tight every time. I don't know what it is. I was listening to XM radio, and I forgot what show it was. They had Wilcox that played for the Patriots on there. Mm-hmm. And he was saying there's no way the Rams are going to make it to the Super Bowl. They barely beat the Panthers, and the guy was on there with him. He said, listen, y'all got beat by the Giants twice. So he said the Rams struggle with the Panthers. But we'll see what happens. I think the Rams could still have a strong case to go to the Super Bowl from the NFC. Then you had the Bears and the Packers. All right, this game here, I started watching it. And then I went to bed. I didn't stay up. I think the Packers was up 21-3 or something like that. So I went to bed. I said, Packers got this one. And then I woke up. Mm-hmm. Here's the stuff I want to talk about this game. Okay. And like I said, I've been listening to different stuff on XM radio, these sports channels and everything else. All right. I'm going to ask you this. To me, this is an overreaction. They was talking about Caleb Williams being the best quarterback ever it's played in Chicago. Here's my thing about this. This is only his second year. Let's start talking about this in year 4, year 5.
Mm-hmm.
He may fall off the earth after next year. I mean, he may not do nothing the rest of his career. So,
yeah.
Which
I don't think he's surpassed John Harbaugh yet. John Harbaugh was quarterback in what you call it. You have
they got a guy they mentioned from the 40s who won 4 championships, but
McMahon was on the Super Bowl team, but I cannot remember his name. He wasn't a really good quarterback, but he was good enough. He Dilfered his way into a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was because of that Bears defense, what it was.
It's true.
All right, so the Bears won 31-27. Then you get to this game here. Man, you called this. The 49ers beat the Eagles 23-19. Bad thing was 49ers lost Kittle. But here's the thing. You got the backup tight end who done very well with the time Kittle was out. So I don't think they're going to miss a beat. I think they'll be all right. The Eagles. And this is something I was going to mention Sunday night if we was on the air. I got tired of seeing, I mean, me and you we're greenhorns or whatever when it comes to this compared to these pro athletes that are broadcasting. Okay?
Right.
They played the NFL. How come they couldn't see that this Eagles team was not that good? They was all talking that this Eagles team was the team to beat in the NFC. And I'm like, what's wrong?
I know. I said, why they hyped them up like that? That this was the premier team. Like they was better last year than they were this year. They were way better last year than they were this year.
I didn't realize, or I forgot. This was their offensive coordinator's first year, which they done fired. They got rid of him. So that's the reason why I kept saying they need to feed Barkley.
That's why they didn't use Barkley as much as they did last year.
They didn't feed Barkley. They didn't feed Barkley. And I'm going to say this, and I don't understand why they don't do this. Coaches who are calling plays, I don't even an offensive coordinator coach or a head coach that comes to a new team. Why do you go ahead and just dismantle the whole play and calling system that players are there that are used to, instead of slowly implementing your system into with what they got there? You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then you can slowly, instead of diverting and taking, it don't work. And every time you see one that comes in, it don't work. It's a slow process.
Here's my thing. This is why I wanted to talk about this also about Kevin Petrillo getting fired. To me, I think he was just, they're doing a Brian Dable over there. They're passing the buck. The whole thing starts with Nick Sirianni, because my thing says, okay, yeah, Kevin, he did not utilize Barkley like he should have, but it wasn't at the playoff game that he just forgot about Barkley. He ain't used Barkley the whole year. Where do you get him about week 6 or week 7 as the head coach and say, hey, here's my running back? Then, if there was communication that he's been getting on him about using Barkley, yeah, I would say he was good to fire. But my thing is, all of a sudden you trying to save your job. You say, well, he's the offensive coordinator. He wasn't using Barkley. You're the head coach.
That's it.
You're over him.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey, feed Barkley the ball.
Did you see him crying that the reason they lost was because of the refs? Out of all the people, all the other people is going to be crying is the head coach, is Sirianni or whatever for the Eagles. You're going to cry that the refs cheated when you've been false starting all season long on the tush push. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it, but at all, because that would have been three more losses on the season.
That cry was drama. He was actually crying because I'm about to lose my job. What can I do? These refs cheating, and then somewhere later on the line, say, "Ooh, I can blame this on him."
But let's see. I'm getting some messages here. So yeah, I don't know why they overhyped the Eagles. I never just seen nothing with them to be a pick to go back. Me and you said they wouldn't go back to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Said it. Called it. Next game I want to talk about, to me, was just a little bit of a surprise. The Patriots beat the Chargers 16-3. Where in the world did this Charger defense come from? They hadn't played like that all year.
Yeah.
They looked like a contender. They hadn't played like that all year, that Charger defense.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I give it to, because the Chargers are they was really trying to make a playoff run. It's just that the offense.
Well, you know what was wrong with that offense? I found out listening to these. Guess who their offensive coordinator was? They just got rid of. Roman. Used to be the offensive coordinator for the Ravens. Greg Roman. All right, get this. Guess what Greg Roman is? Run heavy. So that's why.
But they don't have a running back, really.
And that's why he was running Hampton. Hampton got hurt, and then he kept running Vital and the other guy. That's why there wasn't that many passing yards, and they were loaded with receivers. Think about that. You got Lackey or whatever it is, Lamacki. You had Allen. You had Johnson. You had the tight end, and you didn't throw the ball hardly.
Yeah, sure.
So
didn't. They threw on third down. Run. Okay, it's time to throw.
Yeah. So I mean, so that explained everything with the Chargers this year. So the Patriots won. They move on. Like I said, you had the Bills beating the Jaguars, 27-24. The real Trevor stood up. That's why I almost didn't pick the Jags, because of Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Monday night game that I did not watch. I went to bed, get some sleep before I went into work. The Texans won 30-6, but that game there, was close all the way to
the start of the
quarter.
fourth quarter, pretty much.
So it was what 24 points scored in that fourth quarter by the Texans.
Yeah. They just straight whooped them in that fourth quarter.
So the Texans won, which Texans defense is good. I don't care how you look at it. The Texans defense is good. And we'll see what happens this coming weekend, and we'll make our picks now for this coming weekend. And I'm going to call this, I got upset alert. I got upset alerts everywhere. All right, you got the first game coming Saturday at 4:30. You got the Bills and the Broncos in Denver. I say the Bills upset Denver because
you are on the right page.
Because of this.
That's what I was saying.
All right. Hold on, let me get this down. Here's what I'm going to say. Okay. The last few weeks, Denver's defense has not been looking like it should. Mm-hmm. Denver's offense is mediocre at best.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though the Bills' defense is horrible, I think the Bills are going to win. They're going to upset the Broncos.
I agree with that.
Now, here's another upset alert. And I'm going to say the second game Saturday is the 49ers in Seattle. Seattle's probably got one of the best defenses. It's in the playoffs left. But you got Sam Darnold.
I think we're going to be 2 for 2 in a minute.
I'm going to have the 49ers beating Seahawks in Seattle. The last game they played was a 13-3 game. 49ers wins this ball game unless McCaffrey gets hurt in it and he can't play. But even though if Kittle's out, that backup tight end will be fine. He'll probably score a touchdown. I've got the 49ers beating the Seahawks.
I'm choosing the 49ers. I reluctantly chose the 49ers. And the reason I'm reluctantly choosing the 49ers is they lost Kittle. They are really banged up. They are, and then I think it was ESPN on their site. Somebody jinxed the 49ers because they said, what's his name, is 4-0 against Sam Darnold.
Well, here's my thing.
From his time when Darnold was with the Vikings, they played, and then they played with Seattle. He is 4-0 in Darnold.
Well, here's my thing. Nobody's giving the 49ers a chance to win this ball game. Everybody's picking Seattle. They said everybody I've listened to on the radio, they said there's no way the 49ers can go in there and beat Seattle and Seattle being banged up like that. Well, they have won all year banged up.
Yeah.
And you're forgetting who your coach is for the 49ers.
Yeah.
He's a good coach.
Yeah.
So 49ers goes into Seattle and they knock off the Seahawks.
There's and 2 you know teams. What? There's to me, Seahawks was never a true number one. They have never really truly dominated. I'm like, because if you sit there and think about Seattle, let's see, who was the contenders that they really beat this year? I mean, they split with San Francisco.
San Francisco should have had the number 1 seed, but they blew it. If they'd have beat them in Seahawks, they would have had it. Well, here's the thing. In the last 3 weeks of the season, you had the Rams, 49ers, and the Seahawks all contended for the number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of them. But I think they win.
I think they do too.
Sunday, your first game. And I'm going to call this right here. The winner of this game here in the AFC will be going to the Super Bowl. This is who I'm picking going to the Super Bowl. The winner of this game. I hate to do this, but I'm going to go with the Patriots to win this game. I hate to go against the Texans because that defense is stout.
Okay, Sunday will be the day we're on different sides because I'm going Texans. The Patriots, when they had to play the Chargers, that was the boringest game of the whole what you call it. They act like they couldn't even score. They didn't act like they knew what they were doing. That they got the number 2 seed by just pure luck. I'm going Texans. Texans went now. Texans struggled for 3 quarters and they handled business in the fourth. If the fourth quarter Texans show up, then New England's in trouble. If
Well,
they get quarters 1 through 3, they might have a chance.
You heard what I said though. I said whoever wins this game is going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going that far on that one.
Because the Bills would have to play. It don't matter. The Bills are going to beat Denver, and the Bills would either have to go to Houston or they have to go to New England. The Bills ain't beating New England again.
The Bills can beat New England. I give them that. The Bills can beat.
They're not going to beat them in New England.
The Texans. They'll beat the Patriots.
Not in New England. Not in New England. Not in New England.
Maybe so I don't know. That's just
see. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with the Bills. They only got a one-man wrecking crew. That's it.
Yeah.
Josh Allen. He has no weapons really. He don't. So all you got to do is contain. And the Patriots' defense is pretty good. They got a good defense. That's the reason why the Patriots been doing so good already. You got to remember, this Patriots team beat Buffalo in Buffalo.
Yeah.
So, and then Buffalo got them back in New England, but I don't think they would beat them a second time if it would go that way. And they definitely ain't beating Texans with that defense. All right, so you got the Texans, I got the Patriots. All right, here we go. The second game Sunday. The Rams and the Bears.
I got Rams on that one.
I got the Rams because I think offensive wise, it's left in the playoffs. The teams that are left, this is the most complete offense that is left in the playoffs. Also, the Bears middle linebacker is out this weekend. He's out.
Ooh, yeah, it's gonna be some trouble for him.
So the Bears, the defense is what helped them get there. But I mean, not even that. Well, I can't say that because Caleb's had to do a bunch of comebacks. So we'll just see what happens. I'd say the Rams win this. So I'd say you're going to have the Rams and the 49ers in another rematch.
Yep, I can see that.
Which would go back to that would be played in LA if that would happen. Because the Rams are the 5 seed, 49ers are the 6 seed.
Yeah.
So there's our picks right there.
Did I tell you ChatGPT picked the next 50 Super Bowl winners?
Yeah, you said that to me.
I'm going with their prediction this year. They said that they predict the Rams would win it. And I was like, okay, let's see how ChatGPT. The only thing I was mad about ChatGPT because out of the next 50 Super Bowls, Dallas won none. I mean, they didn't have Dallas down for none.
I'm still going to stick with my early prediction. Remember that week 17 prediction? I said the 49ers and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I'm still going to stick with that. It's still live right now. We'll see if it is after this weekend.
I hear you.
But yeah, I'd say the Bill. It's going to be a good weekend for football, everything else. You got anything else?
No. We did our predictions. I really wanted to get those football predictions in. We got those in for Saturdays, what you call it. And I think we did everything we needed to accomplish. And I really wanted to talk about the lockout.
All right,
how them ladies messed that up.
I wrote this down to talk about it when we was talking about head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't see head coaches last long anymore. So I wrote down these coaches. There was one I didn't have, and the longest tenured was Georgia Hallis. He had like 40 years coaching. I forgot who that was with. But here's the ones. I'm going to run down some names. You'll know some. There's one you may not know, or maybe you will. Well, the first one for 29 season is Curly Lambeau with the Packers.
Yeah.
From 21 to 40, I think. Well, I can't even read my writing. 29 seasons. And then Tom Landry. I know you don't know him.
Yeah, that's Landry, my coach.
29
That's
seasons
where I
with the
really got
Cowboys.
into it with Jerry Jones. Because his first thing when he bought the team, he fired him. I was like, whoa, he definitely messing up.
He was there from 1960 to 1988.
Yeah.
Here's another one you'll know. John Shula, 26 seasons with the
Yep.
Dolphins, 70 to 95. And you don't know this one.
He
Bill
left
Belichick.
he took the talent with him.
Yeah.
Miami ain't done nothing.
Bill Belichick coached the Patriots 24 seasons from 20 to 23.
You know what? Wow. That was 24 years he was up there?
Thanks to Tom Brady. He might as well just pat him on the back. Brady was there 20 years. Well, not 20 years. Well, yeah, he was there 20 years. Brady. I bet he was. Yeah. So
because he got like 24 years in.
Yeah.
So it's like he spent the last two at or it might have been three at the
three or four
Tampa.
at Tampa. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about right. Chuck Noll for the Steelers had 23 seasons from 69 to 91. This one here, I don't recall this name. You may not either. This is before our time. Steve Owens for the Giants had 23 seasons, 31 to 53.
Sure didn't. Nope.
All right, listen to these next two coaches. I wrote these down. Mike Tomlin of the Steelers, 19 seasons.
Yeah.
All right. And then John Harbaugh of the Ravens, 18 seasons. Think about that. I mean, I doubt you see any more of this. The way the league has went, it's more of a business, not a loyalty thing. So everybody's wanting to chase that championship or get in the playoffs, make them playoffs runs.
Right.
But here's my thing, though. I'm waiting to see who the Ravens hire as coach. That's just me. Just to see who they hire. All right, that's about all I got. If you don't have anything else,
no, if I don't have anything else other than they was putting it out on Twitter that and I was like, oh, that is funny that Zach Taylor was the only coach in the he's gonna be the only coach in the NFC North with the most tenure because next year everybody be all new coaches.
I'm surprised he didn't get fired.
I was surprised too.
And I'll be surprised if Joe Burrow stays.
Oh, Joe Burrow he did something on X. He put thanks Cincy for having me, and that's all it was. And then he deleted the tweet. He's looking at to me, he's looking to get out of Minnesota. I mean, not Minnesota. He probably wants to go to Minnesota, but he's looking to get out of Cincy.
Could you imagine him going to Minnesota with the receivers they got?
Yep.
That is insane.
You know, and the reason why I slipped and said Minnesota, he played with Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson's also from LSU.
Yeah, from LSU. Yeah, I didn't think about that. You just opened up a can of worms.
It'd be funny if he brought Chase over there with him.
Well, they would need Minnesota needs a quarterback. I don't think McCarthy is going to be the dude.
I don't think McCarthy is really the deal that they need.
Well, my thing was, that torn ACL may have changed his career a little bit. I thought he was going to do all right, but who knows? I mean, with that torn ACL. All right. Well, I guess that's all I've got. If you don't have anything else.
Yep.
All
right.
Like,
and just
like
we
always
do.
Yep. If you're thinking about harming and hurting yourself, dial 988, then dial 1. That's the Veteran Crisis Line, or 1-800-273-8255. That's the country, the national lines as well. Dial 988 and then dial 1. They'll get you in contact with the resources that you need. Any veterans, go to your local VA medical center, go to the ER, ask for help, and they'll get you into contact with the resources that you need. Don't be afraid to take that step and get the help that you need. Well, that'd be it. If Beans don't have anything, y'all have a good night. Stay warm, stay safe, and we'll be live.
Definitely.
We will be live Sunday night at 9 o'clock.
9 p.m. We'll see you then.
Have a good one.
And no Doritos for me. Here we go.